Good afternoon, everyone. If it wasn't for my ears, I think I would have had a smile right around my face. Please, everyone around the world, please meet Pablo Foslu. How beautiful is he? Pablo is a rescue from the SPCA. And this is a sincere shout out to the Humansdorp's SPCA. Jane, Louise, Charmaine, Jenny, girls, you are absolutely amazing. The work that you do, no words can describe the effort, the cleanliness of the kennels, how you look after the animals. We have adopted Pablo yesterday. He had his first evening in our house. Needless to say, we didn't sleep much. 2 o'clock this morning, I was running around on the lawn, hoping that the exercise will calm him down and make him exhausted, but it had the complete opposite effect. It made him overstimulated, and then we actually had even less rest than I think we would have had if he just went to bed calmly. He's an absolute joy. We don't know exactly what breed he is, but it doesn't matter. He is loved and he brings love. And I think, and this is something that really resonates with me, during this past few years, actually, I've been in contact with the most amazing charities within the borders of South Africa. NSRI, the work that you do is just absolutely amazing. And then this month with Pinktober, we do it in collaboration with Cancer and the amazing work they do. No time, no effort is ever a question. They are just special people, like the amazing people that I've had the opportunity to also meet this week from the SPCA. So everyone, we have Maestro, the musician. We now have Pablo, the artist, in our midst, and we will share the journey of him growing up with you all. I'm just going to find a spot to let him lay down. Something that I'm a firm believer of is that animals really do bring love and a sense of appreciation into our homes. Okay, but now for the creativity to start. Cricket, thank you for being part of our month of Pinktober. And thank you for the amazing event we had on Saturday in the Mother City, Cape Town. Dala, thank you for the amazing support with the amazing tools that you've sponsored for the event. Now I'm going to share this, I'm just afraid I forget later. If you create something during the month of October that you do want to sponsor to Cancer, please do so. And make sure that you tag us all in. So it's Cancer. We use the @Cancer, then you'll tag Cancer in, Tjhoko Punch you'll tag in, Cricket you will tag in, and then you use the hashtag paint, create, and donate whenever you do paint and create and donate something to go towards Cancer. And there are lovely prizes up for grabs, just to show that we authentically and sincerely care. Something that we've heard this week is all tins, cookie jars. Tins, we all have them, and I just love actually collecting them. These are small ones. Due to the fact that I have little time, I have to paint little things, but the process will make sense. So this is done on tin. But while I was preparing this earlier today, I actually thought, imagine you can use even shoe boxes. The same technique that I'm going to show you today can be used on furniture pieces. It can be used on walls. So there's actually no limit. The process will remain the same. I'm just going to share exactly how I have prepared this so that it also makes sense to you. So first, very important step, this will not apply. He is sleeping on the carpet. Kaylee, show where he is sleeping. Janaki. Oh, Pablo is gorgeous. Okay, so the same preparation will apply to a varnished furniture piece, but it will not apply to walls or to paper or cardboard. To tin, it will apply, and also then to a varnished surface. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it, but you will clean with lacquer thinners. Now, here is a language lesson for the day. So, lacquer is a word in the Afrikaans language that is just so nice to use. If you are very tired or very hungry, you say you are lekker hungry, lekker tired, okay? Lekker. If you want to say something is nice, it is tasteful, you say, oh, the food is lekker. If you say you want to go for a run, you say you're going for a lekker run. So it's just a word, the spelling doesn't look the same, but it sounds the same. It's just a word, an adjective that can be used for anything, either good or bad, but we make everything just sound so good. So lekker thinners, I always tell the ladies or the attendees at workshops, make sure it's lekker thinners, not cutie thinners, automotive thinners, cleaning thinners, normal thinners, benzene, sugar soap, or anything else. What the thinners does, it edges the surface so that the paint can grip to the surface and it removes any greasiness. Okay. After I've done that, I will wait for the thinners to evaporate properly. And then I'm going to, this is now just ideas that I'm sharing, and you use or lose just as you wish. I'm going to show what I've done, and then the steps will make sense. So the first step will be to use some stencil of Paris paste. So I'm going to use some stencil of Paris paste. I'm with my clean spoon that I've cleaned with my Tjhoko wipes. So the wipes are actually stunning to clean anything, even remove any unknown contaminants on your surface. Because we never know what is on our tools, and if it's not 100% clean, it will actually transmit contaminants into my paint for paint product. So I'm just scooping some of the stencil of Paris from the jar. Something that I've also mentioned this weekend when we had the workshop, we've used the stencil of Paris paste on the floors in the factory, floors of clients' homes. It sets rock hard. You can use it on walls. You can plaster walls with it. We've used it so many times during TV shows, magazine articles for clients when we do paint work. So I'm using a spatula and I'm just spreading the paste nicely evenly over a Tjhoko stencil onto my tin surface. Now, important here is that you use a design that you like. Also, it doesn't need to be perfect. If at a later stage, and we are actually going to do it, you can use a piece of sandpaper and remove any imperfections. Something that I'm also going to do is I'm just with my finger going to remove the excess. So this is just the first step actually to create texture and a design on my smooth flat surface. Now it is no longer flat and one-dimensional. It actually is filled with pattern, design and excitement. Very important is to now allow for this to dry completely before you start with the next step. I'm just going to put it aside. What I have done on the other tins that I have already prepared, I've done the exact same on the tin. Yeah, I just want to show for those that don't know so that the process makes sense. So I just hold my stencil in position. If it's a bigger tin, You can use masking tape to secure your stencil, and then just see where there are, due to the design of the stencil, any loose ends, and you work in the direction of that, so you don't lift it. You rather want to look after your stencil, ensure that it lasts long, and this will happen if you take care of your tools and stencils. Okay, so I just wipe my paste all around the edge of the tin. Once again, it doesn't need to be perfect. However, if you are a person that likes perfection, you do what pleases you. There's no rights or wrongs. The most important right is to do what feels right to you. You're all different and individuals, and that's the amazing journey of life. Okay, so once this now has been put onto my surface, what I'll do is I'm going to remove the stencil. I'm just going to do it slowly so that you can see how the design sits on the stencil. Remove any excess paste, and this now can dry. Okay, stunning. How am I going to clean my stencil? Now I can simply put my stencil in some lukewarm water. Something that also works like a charm is the new Tjhoko wipe range. So I will absolutely still use that. So I will remove any excess that can still be used, put it in my plate because I still need to complete that section of the tin, and I will wipe my stencil clean with my wipe. You don't need to throw it away. You can rinse it out and clean your stencil with a wipe. How easy is this? And then you can make sure that you don't damage it as you clean it. Just make sure it is completely clean before the stencil of Paris hardens and dries on your stencil. Okay, I'm going to put this aside.
Mama Tjhoko, I just want to ask, is Pablo with you?
Pablo is with me and he's sleeping on my feet. I actually can't move from where I'm standing now, so you don't need to worry, he's safe. And he's fast asleep on my feet. Okay, do you want to come and have a look? Luckily I put shoes on before the live started. I love walking barefoot. Okay, so Pablo is very happy. He loves the Tjhoko journey already, and it's his second day now. Okay, some inspiration in terms of designs. I'm just going to share. Look how stunning, and these are only a few of the designs that I found in my drawer. But look how stunning. If you have tins, this will look. Even this, like an abstract floral design, very abstract but stunning. Okay, if you even want to draw a hole through the lip, put a knot there, you have something very personalized. Right, next step. So you are going to wait for all the stencil of Paris to dry. How long does it take to dry? Depending on the thickness of application, depending on the weather, it can take 4 hours, it can also take longer. So when I did the initial preparation, I did it last night. This morning when I woke up, we live in a coastal area, it's very humid, it's still cold. You can see I'm wearing 2 jerseys. So this morning it wasn't completely dry yet due to weather. So weather plays a big role in the drying time of paint and paint products. What I'm going to do next, and this is something I always mention and I'm never going to stop mentioning it, is the fact that color and pattern is a very personal choice. Okay, so you use what makes you happy. We only live once. Why should you do things that makes other people happy? Do what pleases you. Just make sure it's the right things, good things. If it's painting something and you feel you want to use a certain color but you feel reserved because what is your, I don't know who, going to think if you paint it in that color? So what? It's paint. it can be repainted if you don't like it. And if you like it, it's all that matters. Okay. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to work with Foloso. Foloso is the daughter of Comfort, our head tinter. This now has dried, and what I do is I simply paint onto the tin. Now remember, I've cleaned it with a lacquer thinner, so it is etched. Tjhoko, one of the unique properties of Tjhoko is the fact that it adheres to almost any surface without having to apply primer. So there's no primer or undercoat painted to actually allow for the paint to grip on the metal. It will. That is what makes Tjhoko unique. It also grips to wall tiles and melamine and varnished surfaces without having to sand down or to apply primers. The coverage is beautiful. Coverage are also determined by pigment and pigment load, the brightness of the color. There are actually so many technicalities when it comes to paint. Okay, so there's the first coat, and here's one that has received, I think, only a first coat. I'm not going to apply a second coat because I want to show the next step. Okay, so while that is drying, I am going to do the next step, which is going to be to add some, Master, I'm not going to play catch now. When we are done, we're going to play. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use gold leaf. So this is one of Dala's products, also something that is available on our website. I am going to use the clear glaze as the glue for the gold leaf. So what I do is I dip my artist brush in my clear glaze. And just put that down for a second, sorry. And what I'm going to do is on my painted surface, I just want to get a better quality paintbrush. Now, quality of paintbrushes are extremely important. Why? Because quality will determine how even the paint, or we're not even painting now, but it makes a difference. If you work with a good quality paintbrush, the bristles are soft, it's easy to spread the product, it just feels good. Okay, so don't make life tough and hard for yourself. This is one of the times that you are actually in control. Okay, so I'm painting glaze on. While the glaze is still wet, I'm simply going to put the gold leaf on top. And something that I like to use, this doesn't give a perfect finish, but it's because I don't want a perfect finish, is a stencil brush. Due to the fact that it has small, hard bristles, you will see the shimmer, you will see the gold, but you will also see the paint color reveal itself. So I'm dabbing down so it looks authentic. It doesn't look as if it's a solid piece of gold that was just stuck afterwards. It looks intentional, worn, vintagey. Stunning for a Christmas table. I think everything that we start doing now, we just see Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. The year has almost come to an end. Kaylee starts writing exams tomorrow. I can't believe that we have reached this stage of the year already. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press hard on this edge to actually loosen the gold leaf so that I can also use that piece, this piece that I'm going to remove here. Nothing goes to waste. I'm also going to use that. Okay, and I continue. And this is rewarding. The fact that there's texture on your surface, just please take note that my paint has dried, right? So I'm not doing this on wet paint. That's why the lid of this tin is resting there. That is still wet. and you won't even see where the two pieces have joined. Maestro is looking for Pablo, not knowing where he is, but it's also better this way. Then he will keep himself busy looking for him. Okay. Okay, so I'm dabbing hard. The glaze acts as a glue. You don't need to apply anything on top. We use the glaze for so many purposes. One of them being, if you paint something outdoors and you want to make it water and UV resistant, this will be the final protection coat that you apply on your painted surface. So the glaze makes the surface completely UV resistant, water resistant. My flower pots have been chalked, they have been glazed, they're still in mint condition. And you can decide how much shimmer you want. Once again, this is all personal choices and decisions that's been made. If there are any loose bits and pieces, you simply paint the glaze on top, and that will secure the pieces and keep them in position. What I'm going to do next, and I'm just giving ideas, right? It is completely up to you what you want to do. So I'm sharing ideas, and you grab as much as you need. What I'm going to do over here is I'm actually just subtly with my blue and this is, you know, those school paint brushes, but everything has a purpose. So this is not a paintbrush that has got soft bristles, because I don't want something with soft bristles now. I'm just dabbing some Tjhoko in the same color that I've done the background with, which is Foloso, onto my gold leaf, just to create an even finish. And it's not even even, it's just, it doesn't look, so there you can see, I hope the light is proper. There you can see it's nice and shimmery. There it fades. There it's shimmery again and it fades. So it is a variety of shimmer, but also then the fading, just for that authenticity of something that has been used. Okay, what I'm going to do next. Now you can see there is a variance of shimmer and paint color, but I do want to highlight the fact that there's pattern on my surface. And how I'm going to do that is with a good quality paintbrush, artist brush. So the smaller your item, the smaller your paintbrush will be. And so I'm not going to use a big brush. And then I'm also going to use a kitchen towel. You can see this is my paint towel, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm just dipping the one edge of my kitchen towel in some water. I am going to, now with contrast. So Nita, your color has been part of the Thursday Lives for some weeks. We are going to move over to some of the new colors from next week. I just want to give a shout out to all the others. Charles, you've given me this plate a while back when I visited you. But look, there's Charles, there's Choppy, there's Amina. They are all the new Tjhoko colors, Elegant Elandra, together on this very special piece that you've blessed me with. If my love were an ocean, there would be no more land. That is so beautiful. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip my paintbrush in Soulful Sanita, and this technique is called wet distressing. So what I do is I paint small sections at a time, the paint on my surface. With that wet section, I'm going to remove the wet paint now so that I can still see the blue, I can still see the gold. It's just the light sitting at the back. So what it does, it makes the entire item look more subtle, more serene, and it just brings about a sense of calmness. If I want to highlight the gold leaf, I will simply, with a clean section of the cloth, just press harder so that that is still very shiny, and I will continue. Quickly want to show you the opposite here. So here I have done exactly the same techniques. Only difference is I've started with a light color, did the gold leaf, and then did the wet distress with Foloso. So it depends on what you like. Do you rather like the more calmness, the lightness, or the more drama with a darker color? I'm going to continue so that the process makes sense. Now, depending on the colors you're going to use, the outcome will be different. And that's the amazing part. Every time you use different colors, you achieve something different. Just want to wet it more. Okay, so wet distressing, stunning for pieces where there is crevices and detail. We have the most strangest weather I have ever encountered. So this morning it was pouring down, it was ice cold. Now it's all of a sudden dark and it's supposed to be summer and we are supposed to have long days. Look how stunning this is. Okay, you just need to tell me if you can see it. So there you can see the light in the background. You can see the blue. You can see how the light actually highlights the crevices and detail on the piece. Okay, and also depending on how hard you press, that is how much paint you will remove. This is so rewarding and so nice. You actually just want to continue. Kaylee usually pulls big eyes at me to show me I need to move on. Okay, Kaylee, I'm going to move on. I just need to finish this section so that I can show the next step. So wet distress, paint on small sections at a time. Damp cloth, and I wipe away. And I press harder to reveal the gold leaf. And in an instance, I have something very unique, something beautiful. Imagine now this lid gets placed. Let me just finish this piece. Bear with me, Kaylee.
Someone is asking what colors we use, so we're just going to go over it again.
Okay, so the light color is Soulful Sanita and the blue is Foloso. Then we are using the glaze as the adhesive for the gold leaf and the stencil of Paris as the embossing paste to create texture with a stencil on our surface. So imagine you have old files, stunning technique to use on files, stunning technique to use on furniture, stunning technique to apply onto walls, stunning technique to use on boxes, even plastic can be used. Okay, and you can decide how more you want to accentuate detail. So this is completely up to you, and also once again, depending on personal preference. say for instance, you want to change something, right? You might feel, oh, now I've applied too much paint or too little. At any given point in time, you can make changes happen. So if you want to apply more light color, you can add more light. If you want to add more blue, you add more blue. If you want to add more gold leaf, at any point in time you can add. So at no point in time are you stuck. Something that I like to do, especially with a stencil of Paris, is to give a light sand. Now, a sanding block is a useful tool, especially for smaller items. And if I sand, I will see, can you see how the white reveals itself? How the pattern comes to life? I've just painted this, so don't worry about the paint that I'm sanding off. You are simply going to touch it up with more paint. I'll show you. Once the paint has dried completely, it will be there. It won't come off. Okay. So how stunning is that? Kaylee, can you see it nicely? So there you can see the pattern, you can see the gold, you can see detail. Let me show you. We fix this up. Simply paint, cover whatever needs to be covered. You have fingers. Just experiment with your entire being, what you're busy creating. How stunning is that? And there's the lid that was done exactly the same. The colors we just used in reverse. So instead of the dark, I've painted with a light and did the wet distressing with a blue and not the light. So sulfur sanita for the neutral color and blue is veloso. Do I need to do anything else? Do I need to seal it? No, Tjhoko has a built-in sealer. It has a built-in primer. You are done. Once this has dried, you will not be able to remove the paint. It's here to stay, and you will actually love the feel. It's beautiful, smooth and elegant and very stylish. Okay, so this is what you can do with all tints. It's beautiful. I would love to give this as a gift to someone special, filled with lovely fudge that I'm not going to make because that will be a disaster, but I will buy fudge from someone and put it in here. And you've seen I've literally used drops of everything. Not a lot of paint is needed, only some imagination. Now, Kaylee, I now actually need to move to my desk because I forgot to print. Sorry, Pablo. I'm just quickly going to move away. I do want to share something with you that I have experienced this week. Come, Pablo. Come. So, myself and Kaylee went for a walk early one morning. And as I was walking, this shell caught my eye. And I thought, yeah, this is so perfect. There's no imperfection. Nothing could be more perfect than this. And then I had this thought, and I do want to share it with everyone. The thought that came up with me was that for every situation, doesn't matter what it is, the perfect outcome awaits you. God only plans perfection for us. But sometimes if we look at life, it's not as smooth and as perfect. It's filled with crevices and detail and imperfections. But through the hardship and the difficult things that life throws at us, depending on how we look at these things and how we apply what the lessons are that life wants to teach us, this actually acts like a sanding block to sand away all the imperfections, all the grooves and crevices. I hope it does the same to the wrinkles that happen with time, so that the eventual, the outcome at the end of the day is perfection. So it doesn't matter how hard things might look, they are there to get rid of things that need to be removed in your life, so that the ultimate solution is perfection. So hold on to the hard things when they get thrown your way. Grab them with both hands and say thank you. And just know that this has a purpose and a meaning in your life. It's there to make sure that we remain humble, that we grow as people, as humans, that we get better. And ultimately, God only wants perfection for us. So to say thank you doesn't matter what life throws at you, because there's a bigger hand that is in control of everything. So in collaboration with Cricket, with Cancer, SPCA, you're also now part of this, and NSRI, because I am really an avid believer that you guys do amazing work. And in a small country on the most southern tip of Africa, and this is a message to the entire world, we are an amazing bunch that really care and that really reach out to make a difference. And thank you for all these charities that are such a big part of my life. Take care and say thank you to the tough, hard things that life throws you.